This is a new exhibit that we've developed. It's a hydrogen ping pong ball launcher. And the way that it works is we have water with an electrolyte in it. And we have an electrolysis cell that has platinum electrodes in it. And the visitor will push a button and it causes a current to flow through that electrolyte, which breaks the water down into hydrogen and oxygen, so your HHO. And what makes this device unique from some others you may have seen is that entire process happens where the visitor can see it. It happens in a small plexiglass cylinder. You can actually see the bubbles of gas being formed, and as they're formed, it displaces the water in the cylinder and pushes it down. So not only do you see that gas is being formed, you have a very concrete idea of the quantity of gas that you've produced. So you know, well, an inch of hydrogen made this much bang and 2 inches made that much bang. So it's not a black box. It's very much out into the open where the visitor can see it. So red ring down there, that's just a recommended level. They can not make that much gas. They can make a little bit more gas than that. But if they go to that ring, they get a rather satisfying pop. So I'm going to go ahead and run through what the visitor would do. I'm going to push the blue button. And when I push the blue button, it starts to generate hydrogen. I can see the bubbles in the cell. I can see the water being pushed down. The longer I hold down the button, the more hydrogen it will produce. And again, the recommended amount, or what we state on the label, is, make it till it reaches the red ring, and that gives them a good, satisfying pop. Okay, so now we've made enough gas. We're down to the level of the red ring. I'm going to go to the next step, which is the load and fire. And what you'll see if you watch carefully, you'll see that the area of the tube now that has gas in it, the static pressure of the water will push that gas up into the combustion chamber. And once it's up in the combustion chamber, the ignition sequence will automatically happen. So there'll be a little delay after I push the button. I'll go ahead and explain some of these parts. Here you can see the wires going to the electrodes, the positive and the negative. This is the actual solenoid valve, which keeps the gas trapped down below until you push the button. These are all standard stainless steel pipe fittings except the cradle that holds the ball. And inside here, where you see these white wires run, is a silicon nitride furnace igniter, and that's a little steel rod that gets red hot. There's no spark. Spark doesn't work very well. And it's a solid state device, so the life on it is very high. You can see here that we've also configured it in such a way that if you do have to put a new igniter in it, there's a connection right here. You don't have to get in and fool with wires that are buried deep inside the enclosure.